just finished leveling out that bit of a pad there in front of what's going to be the patio and end of the footpath there leading from the garage. Still got a big pile of this crushed limestone over there. I'm going to end up filling it in here, using the rest of it to fill in the circular driveway. And then after that's been spread out and used up, I might have too much. I'll leave some for some other part someplace else. Well, it was winter a month and a half ago, and then middle of summer last week, 95 degrees. Now it's 50 degrees again, and happily the wind is still blowing. I don't think it ever stops. I'm just continuing around the outer circle, the outer ring of the driveway, and I've put up forms. Have to bring the level up a bit of the base. And I kind of goofed up on measurements down there, but I'm making sure that the pavers will be, the top of the paver is even with the top of that apron over in the far corner. And so I've reestablished those grades, and now I'm just going to make sure it's all backfilled. I've got a wheelbarrow full of some broken pavers and rocks and just heavy weight. I'm not going to rent a compactor this time. I'm just going to get this crushed limestone caliche stuff nice and wet, and I'll just push the wheelbarrow back and forth along this ring, this outer area, and compact it. When that's all done, and I think it's good enough, I'll screed down the sand and start continuing this line of pavers over to the apron. We finished this up in the rain yesterday, so I didn't really record anything with the camera. Continued on from here, at the edge of the patio, all the way to the street. I'd set a line here, but the string lines up with the end of the apron there. And then that winds up straight until it meets the 35-foot line of the circle. Now what I'm going to do today is put in the concrete edging on the outside edge, keep this in place. Kind of worried about it here because that drops down quite a bit. I have to make sure that this is all consolidated and compacted right here where the angle is greatest, so that the edging doesn't move. Before I start that though, I have to cut a few more pieces, fill in the black, and a few pieces of red. I'll cut all those, and then on this outside edge I'll pull out the forms and put in the concrete edging. Well, I've got this section of the outer ring done. Concrete edging's in place. The forms are still up on the inside, and it's just sand there. I'm going to pull the forms up because I need to use them on the next part, and I'm going to then use the crushed limestone caliche stuff on the inside of those pavers to keep them in place. Progress is being made. Got this outer ring complete. We've got the concrete edging on all the way to the end. Now that it's set, I can go ahead and pull these inner forms and get some of this limestone, crushed limestone, put it on the inside so that it holds it tight against the edging and the pavers are set. In the meantime, when I get around to doing that, I'll need these forms eventually, but I'll leave them there for now until I get these forms set up for the inner ring. I've already got them all the way to the other apron. From this point I've got to excavate down a little bit because I'm using this little level thing and trying to make it level between that side and this side, and that's about 14 feet. It's a little less because that's the inside of the inside ring, a smaller ring, and I need that to be a bit of a down bubble. Right now it's a bit of an up bubble, so that means a small amount of excavation here starting at that point and then going all the way around to here. Excavate a little bit more till near the apron again. When I get those set, I can set the inner form for the inner ring, and that'll just be level between the two forms. When I get that done between the two forms, I can put in the crushed limestone and wet it down really good, compact it again, and then screed in the sand and start the inner ring. This is nearly finished. I made the outer ring, the inner, I don't know what you want to call it. The inner form, the one closest to the middle, I've made that level with the, it'll become level with the pavers on the outer ring. And I did that all the way around the circle. Then, to finish up, I put in the inner forms and made those level to the outer forms. And this is where we're at. These are all level, they're checked. There's quite a bit of fill I need to put in here to bring the base up level with the top of the forms. Over here, it was actually below ground level because of the change in grade, so I'll have to scrape some out. And what I've done here is that one's now level, with the two are level there. I guess I'm doing the inner form. It's a nice level bubble, and now all I have is the last screw. It took some trial and error, but we finally got it. You can see the failures there, and there's a couple others. But to get this corner to turn right, I didn't know how to cut the pavers. And you can do all sorts of calculations on paper, but that's not going to translate to a paver cutter, because they just cut, and they're not going to be any angles. There's no protractors, so you just kind of hit and miss. So what worked out here, I wanted a 21-foot circle. 21-foot circle. Well, I think I got it. There's 21, 21, and all the way. And to do that, every other paver has one corner cut off to this corner. Just starting on this far extreme and coming into where this bevel is. It's about where it's going to be. Has some minor adjustments to make it, but every other paver has one little bit cut off. Sheesh. Well, it's not. At least I'm not cutting all the pavers. That's good. Sun's pretty bright. After a couple of days of rain, it was in the forecast, we're ready to start finishing up this inner ring. This looks buried because the sand is there and I didn't want it to wash away with the rain. So I covered it with crushed limestone. And hopefully that will have left the sand bedding in place. Now today, with it's not raining, I can go ahead and pull these inner forms and start making up my concrete edging.